36 buses owned by the largest bus contractor in South India were burnt by unknown hooligans. Why? Because the contractor happened to be a Tamilian. This happened in Bengaluru. The kind of images you would never associate with a city usually as peaceful as Bengaluru. Water wars have been written on in books as conflicts for the future, but those water wars seem to have crept into with the active connivance of the state government, whose chief minister and machinery seems to be sleeping at the wheels even as Bengaluru burns. Rohini Swami files our lead story on the newsroom tonight.
At least 35 buses at Bengaluru's KPN bus depot were set ablaze by angry protesters. Bengaluru's largest bus depot was used as a Tamil Nadu transport hub, and the buses were meant for interstate travel. Through the day, Bengaluru burnt. Furious Kannadiga protesters set fire to anything that came in their way. Trucks, tires, and cars. Even the Supreme Court order that reduced the amount of Kaveri water to be released to Tamil Nadu from 15,000 to 12,000 cusecs was not enough to calm Kannadiga fury. Even the Chief Minister's appeal for peace fell on deaf ears.
In Kannada, I appeal to all the people of Karnataka, be restrained. Don't lose your patience and all this.
Protesters clashed with police, vandalized Tamil Nadu banks, and brought Bengaluru to a standstill. Even India Today's crew, reporting from Ground Zero, was not spared. Deputy Editor Rohini Swami and video journalist Madhu were threatened and attacked. As India Today's Rohini Swami reported from ground, a pro-Kannadiga protester clicked her photographs on his phone, warning her to stop filming.
Bombing some vehicles on the road. Just we are going near that. They said we don't want any coverage. We don't believe in any media. Okay, please don't cover it.
This unprecedented violence stunned the IT city. Metro services were suspended, prohibitory orders were put in place, and WhatsApp and other social media were put under watch.
10 companies of CRPF and RAF have been sent. Nearly 182 companies of KSRP has been deployed.
As Bengaluru burns, the question is, who is fanning this fury? With Rohini Swami in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
I want to go across first and foremost live to my correspondent Rohini Swami. She's joining us from Bengaluru. She's had a very, very tough day, and I must at the outset, commend Rohini's courage. You're seeing some of these pictures. Remember, these are the only pictures that survived because the hooligans who attacked Rohini smashed her camera. She was physically attacked by these hooligans. They didn't want her to shoot. The camera person was beaten up as well. The camera mic snatched. The camera ultimately smashed as well. Rohini, how are you doing now? And can you give our viewers a sense of what you had to go through in Bengaluru today, Rohini?
I'm doing fine now, but what experience both my camera person and I have gone through is absolutely traumatic. For the simple reason that what we were doing on the field was just trying to show how the law and order had actually broken down in the city. And it's a group of hooligans or people, vandals, who decided to go take to the streets, burn buses, and set things on fire. They were even setting houses on fire. What we saw, if I could describe in terms of the first incident, is where people were actually going around on bikes and forcibly shutting down commercial establishments, saying that Karnataka, injustice has been done to Karnataka and that they should actually shut down so that to show that they are protesting. But later on, when we went to another area called Raja Rajeshwari Nagar, which is on the Mysore road, we saw thousands of people standing there, burning a bus and another vehicle, and actually rejoicing the fact they're doing that. This kind of vandals who've come onto the streets also clearly shows the kind, and without a single police person on the field, shows the kind of...
Who are these people, Rohini? Who are the people who attacked you? We've got these shots from the KPN depot on our screen right now. Dozens of buses being burnt. Who are the people who are doing this? And how is the police so clueless about what's going on under their watch?
You know what is interesting is the fact that they all call themselves pro-Kannada organizations or activists. And each of them who have been there, they were under the influence of alcohol. And if you're talking about police protection, when the Bangalore Police Commissioner announced that 16,000 police personnel were on the field and there was Section 144 imposed in the city, nothing of that sort was seen on ground, because not a single police person came when we were assaulted. We were kicked.
There was no police there when this mayhem was unfolding, when you were being attacked, when buses were being burnt. There was no policeman inside. Where were all the policemen, Rohini?
That's the question. Where were all? When we later went on to a police station, we were told that a lot of the police personnel withdrew from the situation because they were not allowed to fire. Otherwise, they couldn't be able to control the crowds, and so they withdrew from the situation. So while we were there trying to show people that this is not the kind of violence that people should be resorting to, here are the police personnel who are supposed to bring law and order completely missing from this scene. And that is what hurts everybody, because we actually saw a city as vibrant as Bangalore shutting down in less than a couple of hours, people being forced to go back home and being threatened with their lives, saying that if you don't go back home, then we will attack.
I'm going to leave it there just for the time being. Rohini Swami, thank you so much for joining us. You're an incredibly brave reporter. I must applaud once again her raw courage in rushing and standing up to the goons who attacked her, chasing them down, getting beaten, despite that continuing to report. It takes immense courage to be able to do that. What you're seeing on your screen, remember, are the pictures that we have from before the time the real attack took place, when they smashed her camera and attacked both Rohini Swami and her video journalist Murthy. I want to shift our attention now to what the Supreme Court said, because the Karnataka government moved an urgent petition before the Supreme Court saying that the law and order situation in the state is going out of our control, and therefore the Karnataka government requested the Supreme Court to intervene and to reduce the amount of water that had to be transferred to Tamil Nadu. This is something that mightily upset the judges in the Supreme Court. They said that no matter what the situation when it comes to law and order, that is the responsibility of the state government, and that you had to ensure that the Supreme Court guidelines were met with. There can be no other way. The Supreme Court was furious in the hearing that happened this morning, sending a very, very clear message saying it's incumbent on the state government to maintain law and order. I want to go across now to Pratibha Raman. She's a correspondent. She's been reporting from Bengaluru as well. Pratibha, what's the situation currently? Very, very disturbing pictures. As someone who travels frequently to Bengaluru, I would never imagine in my wildest dreams images of the sort that we're seeing in Bengaluru. You know, you can imagine something like that happening in some other parts of this country, but not in Bengaluru. What's the current situation, Pratibha?
True. In fact, Bengaluru, cosmopolitan nature as well as its inclusive nature, suddenly going out of bounds is something that has come as a big shock to several of the Bangaloreans here. 44 through the entire city of Bengaluru and will actually continue up to the 14th of September. And reports that have come in now soon after the shocking visuals that we saw of the KP and 35 buses that were actually set ablaze just some time ago. But now what we hear is that there was police firing that actually took place in one of the areas called Rajgopal Nagar, where some of the protesters wanted to actually vandalize one of the Hoysala vehicles, which actually belongs to the police, and wanted to set that ablaze as well. And in retaliation, the police had to resort to gas shells, and of which what we hear is that one of the protesters is now dead. These are the kind of reactions and actions that are being witnessed in a city like Bengaluru, known for its peaceful nature, a garden city that has actually become a protest city with vandalism as well as arson that is being witnessed right through the entire
Stay with me,
region.
Pratibha. There's been an attack at the Chief Minister's residence as well by unknown miscreants. One person in another corner of North Bengaluru has been shot in police firing because the mob was getting violent. Finally, the police taking some action through the day. There was total lawlessness. And meanwhile, in Delhi, the Supreme Court was getting mighty angry. Here's a report.
Two states at war over one river. As war over Kaveri water intensified, the Supreme Court gave partial relief to Karnataka, asking the state to release 12,000 cusecs Kaveri water per day, down from previous 15,000 cusecs to Tamil Nadu till September 20th. But the court came down heavily on Karnataka, seeking a modification of the September 5 order, stating the law and order situation and the widespread protest. The court said that its order had to be complied with in letter and spirit, and that agitation in spontaneity or propelled by some motivation or galvanized by any kind of catalytic component can never form the foundation for seeking modification of an order. The court made it clear that concept of deviancy has no room and disobedience has no space, and that citizens cannot become law unto themselves. The apex court said that it expected people of both states, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, to maintain law and order, and the governments of both states to ensure peace. Meanwhile, the Kaveri Supervisory Committee today failed to arrive at a decision on quantum of water to be released to Tamil Nadu and other states in accordance with the Supreme Court order. The committee will meet again on 19th September. With Rohini Swami in Bengaluru and Anusha Soni in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Where is the police? Where is the state government? And what in the world is going on in Bengaluru? Dinesh Gundu Rao is the working president of the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee. Joining us on this broadcast, also with us is C. Rajshekharan. He is closely associated with the AIA-DMK in Tamil Nadu. I want to go across with Dinesh Gundu Rao first, because the kind of images that we've seen on your watch, Mr. Gundu Rao, from Bengaluru are unprecedented. One would never imagine such images from a city like Bengaluru. What is going on? Where is the Chief Minister? Where is the police force? Who are these people running amok? Why are you so incompetent in being able to stop them?
Rahul, first of all, before I start anything, let me say your report on the Kaveri verdict is factually wrong. In fact, there is no relief for Karnataka. In fact, the situation has worsened now because they have increased the dates from 15th to 20th. So effectively, we will be adding on another additional 4 TMC of water to Tamil Nadu. So in fact, the earlier verdict itself was a difficult verdict for us.
Bengaluru is burning. Did you not hear what the Supreme Court said? You cannot contest what the court says. If the highest court of this law, of this land says 12,000 cusecs, 12,000 cusecs it is. You have to follow the Supreme Court's orders. I'm asking you about the mayhem being unleashed by miscreants in Bengaluru and your inability to deal with it. Please respond to my question.
Rahul, don't get excited. Your
I'm not
report
getting
was wrong,
excited,
said,
but I
because
am
we have not got
agitated
any
and I
relief.
have very good reason to
become
be.
worse. It's become worse for Karnataka.
Can you answer
But
my
the second
question,
issue
please?
is, yes, this is a very unfortunate thing. I'm answering a question if you don't get excited too much. It is a very, very difficult situation over here. Yes, post-lunch, things were, there are a lot of rumor mongering, things were out in the media, social media, and things did go out of control. It is something which, for Bengaluru, such a cosmopolitan city where lakhs and lakhs of Kannadigas, Tamilians, Telugu people, everyone lives over here and they've been living here peacefully. So for such for this to happen over here is really, really unfortunate. Yes, the police
listen,
were
one
taken
second.
a little
Dinesh
bit by surprise
Gundurao,
at the
you are
intensity
in
of the violence
government,
because
so don't tell me that it is unfortunate. It is more than just unfortunate. My question to you is, why was your government machinery unable to prevent this from happening? Were you unable to prevent this from happening, or did you want this to happen, Dinesh Gundurao? Is this mayhem being spread with active political connivance on the part of your party and your government?
I take serious objection to the way you're talking. No government, no sensible government can allow this to happen. And yes, we were taken by surprise. And let me tell you, not entire Bangalore is burning. More than 2/3 of Bangalore is calm and peaceful. There are a few pockets where this has happened in a very bad way, and things did go out of control. And this is a very, very emotive issue, which is really has caused a lot of mayhem in Bengaluru. Things are being brought under control. Things are being brought under control. The police have opened fire in a few places, and you can imagine. For us, our party is in government over here. We're trying our level best to see that things are brought under control.
Trying.
On
that
one
is
side,
the
we have
problem.
Supreme Court order
One second, Dinesh Gundurao. When you say that the situation, one second, you cannot talk unrestricted. Turn that fader down. I will ask the question, you will respond. Do not say that you're doing what you can, because you are not. When you know that social media is being used to spread rumors, you can turn the internet connection off. Our reporter Rohini Swami was attacked. For more than an hour, there was not a single policeman in sight. If you're saying there are only a few pockets where this violence is being unleashed, why is your police force not there? Why are they in the barracks? What are they doing? Do not say that you're doing what you can, because you clearly are not, Dinesh Gundurao.
Rahul, I think it's very easy for anchors to go get excited and make all kinds of allegations. But on the ground, the police is spread out all over the place. And tomorrow is Bakrid. Bakrid being another big festival, we have to maintain peace throughout Karnataka. And we have Ganesh Utsav going on. In Karnataka, Ganesh Utsav goes on for 2 to 3 weeks. So police is spread out. And this incident, which happened, a lot of media also has also contributed to this. Many local channels did made many provocative kind of news on their channels, and at the same time police have gone out of the way to try and control it, but the mobs were so large in number that I think things were they found it very difficult to control it. But now things are being brought under control, and let me assure that we want peace. We Tamilians, Kannadigas, we all should live like brothers. We are all part of one country, but the situation is emotive. It's a question of the life, because the water levels are going down drastically. The Supreme Court order has been completely unfair and unjust to Karnataka, and we're going to have a severe drinking water crisis in Bengaluru, in Mysuru. We will not have even water to drink in the future. That is the repercussion of this order. So I think we have to examine what to do.
When these crowds were going berserk, when these crowds were unleashing mayhem, where was the state government? Respond to that question. I will put out 10 sets of images. Look at those images very carefully. Our viewers are seeing them. In most of these images, you will see no presence of any policeman. When our correspondent Rohini Swami got attacked, there is no policeman. The crowds are doing what they want. The miscreants are running across the street. They're going amok. They're doing what they please. There is no policeman in any of these images or most of these images. Where was your police force? How did you allow this to go on? Who are the miscreants who are unleashing this mayhem, and why are you unable to stop them?
We are stopping them, Rahul. We are taking full cognizance, and we're trying to bring it under control. This is, you know, in the past we have had these kind of incidents. In 1991, more than 30 people died because of the Kaveri riots. We do not want such a thing to happen. We want to bring more calm, bring peace, and also win over the confidence of all organizations. It's not just one political party or one group. These are various organizations that work here. So we need to bring them onto the table. We want to ensure peace, because Bengaluru is an important city, not only for Karnataka, for the entire country, and it's an economic powerhouse. So definitely, yes, there have been some mistakes which have happened because on the ground, when the mobs have run amok, there's been so much of fury, and it just happened in a matter of few hours, 3 to 4 hours. It just spread like wildfire in a few areas.
These stories.
And
when states burn because there are riots, we hear these stories. In most of those cases, in very few images, you will see any kind of police force like you see right now. In most of these images, you will see no police force at all. The crowds do what they please. If it is about so few people, then surely your police force should have been able to come down. Look at the hammering you got in the Supreme Court today. The judges came down so hard saying that the law and order situation is going out of control means nothing to us. It is the responsibility of the state government to ensure that law and order is preserved. You are not doing your job. Your government is not able to stand up and rise to the occasion and take down these miscreants.
Rahul, if you give me 2 minutes, when the Supreme Court order came out earlier on September 5th, we accepted the Supreme Court order. We said that even though it's difficult for us, we will implement this order. Then we've followed the rule of law. We have gone back to the Supreme Court saying, please modify this order because this is something which we cannot implement. It is becoming very, very difficult for us. But what does the Supreme Court do? It speaks to us in the harshest language. It increases the amount of water we have to give to Tamil Nadu. And it's a slap on the face of Karnataka, slap on the face of the government of Karnataka. And today the order is almost something which, if we have to implement, it is going to be a huge task for the government to implement this order. So that is a ground reality. We cannot run away from the reality. We cannot run away from the fact that people are upset. It's not just Bengaluru. Today, the national news may be on Bengaluru, but many, many cities today are facing this problem. The entire old Mysore region, Mandya, Mysore, all over the place.
Once again, Dinesh Gundurao, sure there is a problem. Okay, first and foremost, yes, let's accept that there is a dispute, and that dispute goes back many decades. The responsibility of a sensible government is to step in and to ensure that people don't get angry, they don't get agitated, they don't come out into the streets, that you're able to calm tempers down. Instead, we're seeing the state government add fuel to fire. You're saying we can't do anything, crowds are running amok. No one is running amok unless you allow them to run amok.
We have not added. I am sorry, nobody's added fuel to the fire. I'm sorry. Since the Supreme Court verdict came out on the 5th of September, we've been managing things. But unfortunately, today's verdict has been such a harsh verdict. And I will not, the Honorable Supreme Court in its judgment has given it, but I'm sure the people of Karnataka feel that Karnataka has been meted out gross injustice. Tomorrow, the entire region is going to face severe drinking water crisis. Forget about the farmers' crops. And tomorrow, we'll have to start rationing water, not only in Bengaluru, but many, many cities of the old Mysore region. So
bring in a word from Tamil Nadu as well. Sri Raj Shekharan will give us the AIDMK Tamil Nadu perspective. You're hearing from Dinesh Gundurao, and I don't allow for him to get away on any of the arguments he's making. But the fact that people are upset is true. The fact that Karnataka has a drinking water problem is true. Several parts of Bengaluru too are parched. How do you, Mr. Rajshekharan, perceive what's happening in Karnataka? We've already seen some Tamilians being beaten up in different parts of Karnataka. That led to a reflex action in Tamil Nadu. The situation is very tense. How is Tamil Nadu perceiving this?
Rahul, say in Tamil Nadu, there was one minor incident which immediately the police sprung into action. They arrested 4 miscreants and they are now in judicial custody. There ends the matter. Another incident was reported in Ramnathpuram where its vehicle was attacked, but nothing, no life threat for anybody. So being so, we cannot compare Tamil Nadu to Karnataka. Karnataka and Bengaluru is totally out of control, and the government of the day, I'm sorry to say, it has lost it. They are admitting that they couldn't control it for 4 or 5 hours. And this and all, the visuals speak volumes and volumes, where the citizens of Bengaluru, and especially more than 15 lakhs of Tamils living there, and all their life at stake, and they are unable to even think of going out of their compounds. And the buses, more than 100 buses were burnt, all luxury buses. And the shops, the establishments owned by Tamil Nadu people have been burnt and vandalized, stone pelted and everything. What all has not to happen has happened in Bengaluru city. But as far as Chennai city and Karnataka comparison is no way you can compare, because it is just one is to 100 ratio.
As well. And in fact, there were reflex attacks because there were some Tamilians who were attacked in Karnataka. As a consequence, there were some Kannadigas who were attacked in Tamil Nadu. Here's the full story.
The 22-year-old student you see here is Santosh. He wrote a post on Facebook criticizing leading Kannadiga actors. And for that, he was dragged out of his college, publicly beaten and forced to apologize. Just one of the many pictures that show how dangerous the situation has become. The Supreme Court order created widespread outrage across both states. Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah went on Twitter to ask people not to support hate messages of any kind. For a city that's the epicenter of India's IT industry, the violence is doing no good to its image. Bureau Report, India Today.
Both states are currently on a tinderbox, and what's responsible from both sides is what's required is responsible governance, and that is what we're not seeing. Very quickly, starting with Dinesh Gundu Rao, the actions of your government today were a national embarrassment, an embarrassment to everyone who lives in Bengaluru, everyone who's been to Bengaluru, is fond of the city, likes the state, likes the people. You've embarrassed India with your inaction, not with your action, but with your inaction. Can you tell us what you intend to do tomorrow? Because there are people watching this broadcast, they're worried about what will happen when they go out into the streets tomorrow. Will there be mayhem of the sort that happens with your government and your police force looking the other way, or will you wake up and do the job that you've been elected to do?
No, Rahul, we have been doing a job that we have been elected to do, and let me assure you that whatever has happened today will not repeat, because more additional forces have been added on. We have requested the union government also to send us more forces. And let me tell you, we Tamilians, like in my constituency, 30% of my constituency is Tamil population. We've lived together for so many, no city in India is like Bengaluru. In Chennai, I do not know how many Kannadigas live there, but in Karnataka, Bengaluru, everybody living here. And the second thing is, Karnataka is the aggrieved party. Tamil Nadu is a beneficiary. Tamil Nadu has got the maximum benefit of the Supreme Court order. So there's no need for Tamil Nadu to even complain on this issue. Whereas we have got this problem. But let me assure you that we will bring this under control. As it is, things are coming under control. But tomorrow, you will see much more peace being established. Because me being a Bengalurian and from Karnataka, it's like I agree with you that these things should not happen, because Bengaluru's history is such. It's one of the most finest cities in India. So I'll assure you, let's have peace. Let's not again create a situation where people are fanning the flames. Let's bring people together. We are having many peace committee meetings tomorrow in all the constituencies. We're all Tamilians, Kannadigas, all of us are made to sit together and talk to each other and see that nothing goes out of control. Even in my constituency, I'm doing this. So all over Bengaluru, we are doing this. And the police are calling for peace committee meetings, and I'm sure things will come under control, because by nature, the people of Karnataka and Bengaluru have always been very cosmopolitan and liberal, and we are
who are these people?
City.
Who are these people who are doing this? Our reporter Rohini Swami said when she got attacked, the people who are attacking her were drunk in the middle of the day. Have they been identified? How many have been arrested? If all of this is being caught on CCTVs, it's being caught on mobile video cameras, why are you unable to pick them up?
As far as I know, more than 500 to 600 people have been rounded up and detained, and any other anti-social elements who are also moving around have been taken in and are being kept in custody. And let's all work together, Rahul. Things have happened, things have been very bad. in this 5-6 hours, things did go out of control because of the mob fury and the whatever flaming the
situation went out of control because of mob fury. The situation never goes out of control because of mob fury. It goes out of control when the police force lets it happen. That is what has happened in every single major riot in this country in the last 3 decades. The situation never automatically goes out of control. If your police force had come down with a vengeance, if they'd come down strongly, this situation would not have got out of control. Because you allowed it to get out of control, that is when the crowds went berserk, when they knew that the police would not come after them. You only need to look at the visuals today to know that your police force was totally inactive. Either they were scared or deliberately they were inactive. Now that needs to be established. Whether they were deliberately inactive or were they just overrun by the crowd.
Untrue. I do not agree with
incompetent police officers and to allow the mob to take control of Bengaluru city. They were competent to allow them and incompetent to stop it.
Achekran, will we see a sense of maturity from the Tamil Nadu government as well? Clearly, tempers are running high in Karnataka. There can be no doubt about it. Will we see some magnanimity? Will we see some maturity from the government in Tamil Nadu, sir?
See, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Honorable Madam Dr. Jaitley ji has called the DGP and the Commissioner and given clear instructions that the people living in Tamil Nadu, the Kannadigas especially, are given full security and safety for their life and their property. They are very happy here. They are more. See, it's very unfortunate that the media channels have been blocked. But in Tamil Nadu, all Kannada channels have been allowed to function. This itself speaks volumes. So as far as the police incompetency is concerned, they are incompetent to control the mob and they are competent to allow the vandalism, and they have taken the Bangalore city into ransom. And what is happening in Bengaluru cannot be compared to any other state.
Let me also bring our viewers this report filed by my colleague Pramod Madhav about the violence that broke out in different parts of Tamil Nadu.
Two states on the warpath, hostility at its peak. The 124-year-old Kaveri dispute is only intensifying. On your screens, disturbing visuals from Tamil Nadu's Rameshwaram, a Kannadiga bus driver brutally beaten up. Listen closely and you can hear the pro-Tamil group forcing him say Kaveri belongs to the Tamils. They vandalize buses and brutally thrash him. Puducherry, a quiet tourist destination, also saw the ugly side of the Kaveri rift. A group of men entered a Karnataka-based bank and laid siege to it. In Chennai, the capital of Tamil Nadu, New Woodlands Hotel was attacked early in the morning. Petrol bombs were hurled at the hotel, windows broken and the hotel vandalized. The attack comes a day after a video from Bengaluru went viral on social media. A young boy made to kneel down, ruthlessly thrashed and forced to apologize for a Facebook post criticizing Kannada actors for supporting the statewide bandh. The situation's scary. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah calls for peace.
In Kannada, appeal to all the people of Karnataka, be restrained. Don't lose your patience and all this.
No such emotions in Tamil Nadu. Instead, it was politics playing out.
This kind of a trouble that started because of the silence of the state government, Tamil Nadu government, in acting, taking timely action on the issue of water, receiving of water in Khabare.
Tempers flaring on either side of the border,
people ruthlessly attacked, tourists stranded and services hit. Not a healthy state at all. With Pramod Madhav and Rohini Swami, Bureau Report, India Today.
On the newsroom, we're now slipping into a quick break. The Karnataka government promising that tomorrow will be different from today. We don't know that just yet. Make no mistake, at some level, the fact that the government sympathized with the protesters, sympathized with what they were agitating for, played a huge role in the manner in which this violence seemed to go out of hand. It didn't, it was allowed to go out of hand. Now they're promising to make amends.